So Omnizoa says, as George said, people seek to gratify their desires with the least exertion. Maintaining your position that it's lack of money that causes poverty is easier than thinking about why it's lacking. So I think this is an important point. You know, why is it lacking? And I think, you know, Henry George imagined that if you appropriately tax the land, now money and resources are going to be allocated efficiently to capital and labor such that consumers are not going to be in poverty and that kind of stuff anymore. He saw the poverty that was existing in cities, and he imagined that land speculation was what was causing it, and the land value tax would fix that. I don't think it would. We want all of the consumers in the economy to be able to benefit from goods and services, to be able to, you know, the economy exists for their benefit. We want everyone to be able to benefit as an individual. And in order for that to happen, and in order to maximize that, we need a certain amount of production of goods and services. But it doesn't matter who's doing the producing. What matters is that the stuff gets produced and that the incentives in the economy are such that the right amount of stuff gets produced for the people. So a consequence of that is, even if you have the land value tax and, you know, the labor market is efficient and stuff like that, you're going to have poverty because we don't need everyone to be working. That's not necessary. It's not necessary that everyone's contributing. It's not necessary that everyone's able to sell their labor. What's necessary is that everybody's able to buy the product of the economy. So UBI gives people access to the means of consumption. So I don't think George had the right answer to ending poverty. I think the land value tax can help. I think it can help, you know, use of land to be more efficient, that kind of thing. But it's not going to solve the poverty problem. And poverty is actually a lack of money.
Yet another groundbreaking story from the pages of the medical journal, Duh.
And an efficient labor market is not going to somehow provide workers with enough money to reap the full benefit of what the economy has to offer them. Omnizoa says, you know, poverty is a lack of money and exsanguination is a lack of blood. Yes, those things are true. If there was some underlying kind of cause of the lack of money, then we should address that. If the economy has the capacity for spending, we can replace people's money. We don't have to take anything from anywhere or redistribute anything. So if exsanguination is a lack of blood, but you had a way to...
That's just a draining of blood.
A draining of blood. Yeah, so if someone's blood is being drained, but you were perfectly able to manufacture new blood at exactly the rate that the person was losing blood, then you wouldn't have a problem anymore. And that's kind of what basic income does, just for money.
That it's more efficient than the blood draining case. So it really seems better to just solve the injury.
Right. We want people to be spending money. I mean, this is like, we don't necessarily want people to be losing blood, but we want people to be losing money.
I feel like that's where the analogy breaks
Right, that's where the analogy breaks down.
The analogy was to poverty, not spending money. So the analogy does not fall apart and your position is once again reduced to absurdity. Unless you are admitting that it is your position that people should succumb to poverty, which is your position whether you believe that is or is not the ultimate consequence of brute force wealth redistribution, which is also your position whether you believe that is or is not an accurate description of a universal basic income.